What up, everybody? This your boy Theo Pinson here. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss any Run Your Race content. What up, everybody? This your boy Theo Pinson here with another special episode of Run Your Race with my boy, AJ Richardson.
Good morning, beautiful people.
Hey, this is 3 in a row. My boy AJ has been consistent, and he is not getting fined because he's here.
I am here.
Actually, 4 in a row. Look at Hom back there. Hey, listen, we apologize again for Hom's fuck up last week. Well, we don't know what week, but we apologize for Hom's fuck ups. But he's doing better. He's not a rookie anymore. He's a vet. But listen, people, I'm telling you right now, we have a very, very special guest, a Carolina alum, a Carolina champ, a 3-time NBA champ, the guy himself, and always wears his hat the same damn way every time you see him. Danny Green.
Yes, sir.
Round of applause.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you for coming.
Introduction, bro. It made me feel, I got a little
Come
bit
on,
chill.
man. Hey,
That's a crazy
special,
resume,
bro.
That's a crazy resume.
Every time I hear it, though, it feels weird, like when people introduce me that way. But
Come on,
nah,
man.
it made me feel special,
But
man.
it's different because Carolina family. You don't know nothing about that because you went
Yeah,
to
man.
Shout out
Aggie
to
pride.
Aggie
You know what I
pride
mean?
nationwide.
Aggie
This is
pride.
crazy because I actually have to take this call from the agent. Sam, what's up?
Yeah.
So- what's going on? How's everything going? Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm not worried. Wasn't sure if it was emergency or not, but I was like, I see the incentives, everything they got. Cool. I mean, I'm not tripping. Push for what you can push for. If not, let's get to work. All right, cool. I'm be doing this pod real quick. I'm doing this pod real quick, and just hit me if you need me. All right. Sorry, man. Agent, you know how
Nah,
serious
that
that
goes.
is. This is
Hey, listen.
business, man. If it comes to
Tell him, tell
hopefully,
him.
Hey.
Tell her, gotta handle that business,
Gotta
right?
handle that
Gotta
business.
handle that business.
hopefully some
Shit.
good news coming soon. But I said everybody's waiting, man. We're looking for the right spot right now.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Let's keep
It's
it.
not about any spot. It's just the right spot.
It's all about the
timing
right-
is everything. And that's why I've been lucky to be able to be in the position I am and have said the winning situations I've been in.
Mhm. 3-time
There's-
champ,
3
man.
times.
I've been
Shut
blessed, man. I'm very lucky.
Damn.
I'm very
3 times.
fortunate.
We gonna get into all that though.
Yeah.
Danny, you watched the pod. Everybody's
Yeah.
seen it.
Hell yeah.
Thanks to all y'all, man, for supporting us. We can't thank y'all enough for all the support that y'all give us. We're getting on to bigger things. Do we make the announcement? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'll just do it formally here. Listen, we have a new official partner. We are now new officially partnered with Prize Picks.
Yeah.
We appreciate the love. Yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Round of applause, bro. That's dope.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations, man.
I appreciate
No, it's
that.
big time. It's big time. Especially said, I do my own pod as well inside
Yeah.
the green room.
Yeah.
With Danny Green. And to see certain guys have their pod and go viral, the clips watching, and then
Mhm.
obviously Carolina guys see you do
For
your
sure,
thing, man.
For sure.
It's impressive and it's just dope to see you use your platform, use your voice,
Mhm.
and tell your stories. Always get a kick out of it. Have your debates, your topics.
Yeah.
But seeing things come full circle for you, this is the first of many good
For
things
sure.
come your way, bro.
sure.
So congrats on the
For
deal,
sure.
man, with the partner.
I appreciate that.
I'm looking forward to some very good content and other sponsorships coming along. And I don't know whenever you're done playing. Hopefully, it's not for a long time.
For sure.
Maybe you get into the media field. I don't know if that's what you're looking into or not.
Yeah.
But I think you'd be dope at it, bro. I think you'd be really good at it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I can see you.
I can see
you.
I can definitely see it.
You know what I'm saying? We
Pretty
got Big
easy.
Perk up there. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
Yeah.
facts.
Hey, listen,
No
Facts.
disrespect, Big Perk, but Big Perk could do it. I feel like a lot of, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
a lot of people can do it.
You
You
for
know,
sure.
you don't
I
have to
did
have
not
to.
see Big Perk doing it.
I did
not.
not
Nobody
either.
did, but
Nobody
he has his
did
own
either.
flow. You don't have to. He got the
Mhm.
country, Texas version to him,
Yeah.
to his side, but he has his opinion. He has a strong opinion. He lets
For
people
sure.
know. He keeps it real, man. Keeps it funky, and that's
Yeah.
one thing that I love about y'all pod. Y'all keep it funky.
For sure.
Appreciate it, bro.
We keep it real and authentic here. And once again, Prize Picks, we appreciate y'all believing in us and giving us our first shot of just, that's all it is, believing in us. And that's all we needed, our first little shot. And then now we got it. And we about to take on this thing and keep it rolling.
To the
Facts.
moon.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
But what we do here, everybody knows, and if people who are new, and we're going to continue to get new followers and new people tuning into the pod, what we do here, we start from the beginning. and get to where we are today, because everybody has a different race that they are running, and we want to make sure everybody knows everybody doesn't have to do it the same way for it to be successful.
Facts.
100%.
So that's what we want to talk about here. And Danny, you are a perfect example in that, and we want to hear your story. So start us off, man. Where you from?
From the
beginning. Where you from?
I'm from Long Island, New York. A lot of people don't consider that New York. We don't get a lot of respect out there being from Long Island. There's not many of us from Long Island that have made it. Tobias Harris, another one.
Yep.
It's in the league. We had some guys, Wally Zerbiak back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Dr. J. We have Sue Bird. We have a couple people, not a ton, but a couple people from Long Island that has done some special things. But it's a very select few, and a lot of people don't consider us New Yorkers because we're in Long Island.
Yeah.
But we still had to grow up in the boroughs, had to play AAU, play throughout Queen, IS8, Brooklyn, Bronx, all the boroughs to make a name for yourself, to get the respect. So that's where I grew up in. I'm gonna say I had to make it out the jungle or anything like that, but I did have to play in those type of tournaments, those type of arenas to earn my respect, to get my name. But looking back at it, I wouldn't have it any other way, because I feel like coming from like the bottom of not being known or respected and being a late bloomer, it keeps that edge, that drive, that motivation. I've seen a lot of guys when they were younger be number one, and they don't last. They burnt out fast, or they just got too ahead of themselves. They got big-headed. They just thought they were entitled. They thought they deserved. They got given too much too soon.
Yep.
And maybe, I don't want to say they stopped working, but they weren't really striving for. They just thought they had it. You don't work as hard when you're the guy trying to chase the people in front of you.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I was one of those guys. I didn't get recognized. I didn't get recruited to Carolina until going into my senior year.
Really?
And that's who I was. In high school, I was pretty good. I was mid-level to about sophomore, junior year, higher, mid-level, junior year. Went to ABCD. Back then it was Adidas.
Yeah,
then we
Adidas
switched over to Reebok.
Yeah.
I made my name, going every summer. Got recruited. I played for the Long Island Panthers at the time. Was recruited by like NC State, Pittsburgh, those type of teams. Before I got the, but I had a good summer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had a good summer, and then it was like I got the schools I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't appreciate those schools.
For sure.
St. John's was close to the crib. UConn was closer to the crib. But I started getting bigger schools and more schools going into my senior year, which is similar to I had to start over when I got to Carolina. I got recruited, but once they recruited me, I was like,
it was on the pop.
You know what I'm saying?
It was on the pop.
It didn't matter. A lot of people doubted if I was going to play there or not. If I was going to make, if you want to NBA, you should be like a big fish in a smaller pond type situation. They have all these McDonald Americans come in every year, which is true. But I never doubted myself. I believed in myself and figured I could make it.
Yeah.
So I went there. I came off the bench my freshman year. The 05 team had just won it. We came in. We're starting all over. Tyler Hansborough just got inducted to the Collegiate Hall of Fame. Congratulations. T. Hands.
Yeah, shout out to T. Hands.
Got a chance to share the floor with him for 4 years, man. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And he made my career very easy.
Yeah.
And he started my career off of being a winner, being with him in college.
Oh, you jumping. We gotta finish the beginning.
Okay.
You getting us to the nitty gritty.
Okay.
We're gonna get there.
Okay.
We're gonna get there. But we always ask everybody, when was the first time that you picked up the ball?
Man, my dad was a fan of the game. So he was, he's one of those, I won't say Jesus Shuttlesworth, but similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
In stature of how he pushed me and my brothers.
Got you.
Early on. He was a young dad. He was, 2021 when he first had us. He was in his 20s, most of my younger life in early 30s. But he put the ball in our hands when I was 2 years old. We had a Fisher Price from 2 years old. We playing, he watched the game. He'd be up late night watching, because West Coast games. A little later on the East Coast. I'm in New York. We're watching playoff games. I'm watching Michael Jordan. I'm watching Michael Jordan tapes. We got the VHS. We got Charles Barkley. We're watching those guys. We're watching, old school guys. Scottie Pippen, Gary Payton. Watch this guy, Karl Malone. And I'm taking things from everybody. And as I became a fan of the game, I watched other people. Then I started watching, Vince Carter, Shai Wallace, the Carolina guys. Obviously, Mike was, when I was young, but I got a chance to watch him play. A lot of guys didn't get a chance to watch him play. So and that's why it's hard for me to have any debate with anybody else other than Mike as being the GOAT. I think there's a 1A, 1B. I think somebody could tie him. But there is no other person. I watched him dominate on both sides of the ball.
For sure.
For a long time, for a while. Now, you can talk about Bron's career. He might have the better career. I've heard that before. But said my dad was a fan, started out that way. Picked up the ball at 2, 5 years old. I'm playing in the youth leagues, so I'm playing up. I'm playing probably 6 and 7 year olds. And when you're 6, you play 7 and 8. You know, you play. My dad always had me playing in parks. Back then, we played till streetlights came on.
Yep.
You know, kids don't do that anymore.
Yeah, nah.
But I'll be, you know, local park. You come back home. It's kind of dangerous. You think about it because we used to be in the streets.
Hey,
but we hooped. And then when time was come home to eat dinner, we come home. We play at other people's houses. But I would always play with, you know, the JV kids and then varsity kids as I would play with kids older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to learn was to get your ass bust. And, you know, my dad would just throw me in the fire a lot of times. And a lot of, you know, his friends would throw me in the fire. So it only got me better. And that's just how I went my whole career from high school on. You know, I remember the first people that busted my ass. And it was like, damn, I got to get better.
It's the wake-up call.
It's the wake-up call.
Literally.
From high school to college and NBA, it's like, well, shit, I got a long way to go.
What was the wake-up call in high school? Was it just
There's
in the park?
There's a couple, but
Go
there's
ahead.
one that always there's a couple that stand out. There's one that stands out more recent than others because I was just in Memphis this past year, and he got to coach me. He's one of the assistant coaches, Dave McClure. And Dave was one of the first guys to bust my ass when I was like 8th grade, 7th grade, and now he's a coach. But I had to rehab with him while I was in Memphis, so I told my niece, and it was back to 7th, 8th grade of Dave busting my ass again. And I'm like, God damn. I remember these days when Dave was, but I think he was a year older than me. He also had knee surgeries too, but he went to Duke. Crazy enough. I've been playing this with Dave since I was 7th, 8th grade, and I think he might have been 1 year older than me, or might have been, but he was dunking one hand, two hand by 8th, 9th grade. And I was like 7th, 8th grade playing against 9th graders. And he busted my ass, fundamentally busted my ass. I'm talking about jab step, jumper, backdoor cut, two-hand dunk you. I'm like,
the worst.
God damn. Like,
That's
and New York, we're in the city, we're doing all this
you
bullshit.
Somebody boogie you,
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bust his ass. Give me the ball. I got him. And then, you know, that wasn't working. They had a very fundamental team, and he was just busting my ass. And I remember that. And in Memphis, I'm like, Dave, you know, you were one of the first guys to bust my ass when I was in. And I was like, I realized, and then I was like, you know, I got to be better. And then he went to Duke, and I was like, oh shit, the reason why he's this good, he's very good. And I'll try to bust his ass at Duke. You know, he played out of position then, but that was one of the first ones I remember. And in college, there's a couple people said, and there's always random people that you're like, why like Jared Dudley.
Yeah.
That's your guy. Dud's is one of the first guys to bust my ass in college.
Hey, listen.
In many different ways, too.
From what it sounds like, it seems like it's a lot of fundamental motherfuckers that have been busting your ass.
And that's how it is, bro. That's how it is.
Hey, listen.
Tim Duncan ain't the greatest power forward all time being flashy. He's busting your ass doing
very fundamental.
And some guys will talk shit, some guys wouldn't. Duds will let you know. In college, he was talking shit.
Hey, listen.
And you know what I'm saying? He had the braids.
He still talk shit.
Hairline ain't the same, but he had he throwing the threes out.
He was cold at Boston College.
And he bust your ass on many different levels. Was mid-range and the post. I'm like, this slithery motherfucker.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
So what happened? So you said you weren't recruited by Carolina to start off with.
No.
What happened?
I had a big summer going ABCD camp.
That's when
ABCD
everything
camp,
turned.
And we had similar styles of play, man.
Yeah.
Even in college. So I was a guy that wasn't great at anything, but was good at a lot of things.
Yes.
So I did a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And they rated you ranked on like what you were
good at.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they ranked, I was highly ranked at the camp because I did get steals, I did get blocks.
Yeah.
I would, you know, shoot threes, I would get some rebounds. You know, I'd score a little bit, but I did all the other intangible shit that made me like in my position top 10, whatever in the camp. And then, you know, Coach Rob was one of the guys who recruited me. You know, Coach Holiday was there, Coach Williams there, but that's when they recruited me. I had a big summer. I was top rated, all-star game. And they were like, you know, and I was the last year also that you can go from high school to the NBA.
Oh, really?
And there was guys that they could have recruited, but they were pretty certain that they were going to go to the league.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I wasn't their first choice, but I probably was like, you know, second tier, like, you know, Martell Webster was probably going to go to the league. J.R. Smith, like he was 1 year older, but there's guys in my class, Joe Green, like we had.
And I heard J.R. was going to go to Carolina.
He thought about it. But we had, like I said, there was Martell Webster, I think, in my class that was considering Carolina. He went to the league.
Gotcha.
You know, guys like Lou Will, who went, he wasn't considered Carolina, but like the class that went to the league, Andrew Bynum, those are the last guys that were high schoolers that can go to the league from high school.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were going to go. And they were like, you know what? They want to recruit me. So once they started recruiting me, it said it was easy, done deal for me. But I had a big summer. And then I started getting recruited by higher schools, and Carolina being one of them. Once they started recruiting me, it was
you
easy.
wouldn't
decision.
think about nobody.
It was an easy decision for me, man.
Were you always a Carolina fan?
You know, I grew up watching Stack. You know, Mike was my guy. Michael Jordan. Watching,
facts.
Mike Goat,
Facts.
Shai Wallace, all those guys. Watching them, I'm like, Come on, Vince.
Mm-hmm.
It was an easy thing. Man. Carolina blue, the skies. Come on, the colors.
Hey, listen, you don't got to convince me of shit.
Like, I didn't even need a. Coach Williams came to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Coach, you didn't even have to come here, honestly, bro. The official visit. I'm sold, pimp. So you do send a letter.
Coach, you got to pull up to the crib. Yeah, hey, listen, you good. But he wanted to do that out of the.
Oh yeah, no, that's just who he is.
Yeah,
that's who he is, man.
That's who he is.
He gets to know his people. He loves his players. You know, and I think that's something he probably learned from Dean Smith. I hear about the stories about Coach Smith, of just how they take an interest and that's said. I've been lucky enough and blessed enough to be a part of a lot of organizations like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they look at character people first,
right?
And you know, San Antonio was like that. So, you know, Coach Williams came to the crib, seeing what kind of family, kind of home you come from, background, learn you, understand you, and you know. His first, he'll tell you, his first goal is to make sure you graduate and become a man. I'm going to help you become a man first, help you graduate, get your degree.
It's a fact.
Basketball is second.
Yeah,
so,
that's
and
a
then,
fact.
You know, that was the only thing. My dad was a substitute teacher. He was also a history major. Like, he was in the school. He was in the district and teaching. And that was important to him. Just having that background and me getting my degree.
Yeah.
Just in case basketball didn't work out. So that definitely sold my family. But so we were already sold on it, and him coming to the crib was dope.
Did you play any other sport?
I did. I played football, and it's actually hard for me to give up.
Really?
Yeah.
You played until?
I played until I transferred schools. I played up until my sophomore year of high school.
Sophomore year.
So once I transferred, after my freshman year, I transferred high schools to my sophomore year, and they didn't have a football team. But I made the decision
to go there because
they were a better basketball school.
Got you.
And that's when I made the decision.
What position?
I was a quarterback.
Nice.
I was good. I was pretty good. I was really good. Actually, I was getting recruited before basketball. I was recruited for football before basketball at that age. Not highly recruited. We didn't throw much at the school that I was at. That's another reason why I made my decision easy. I'm like, this football here is cool, but it helped me with basketball and IQ of understanding, learning everybody's position.
Exactly.
So being a quarterback, you have to know where everybody's going. You know, so.
That's
calling plays, being a leader, the other thing, but I could throw.
Yeah.
Also could take a hit. I could move. I was taller. I was able to see over a line. Could all make audibles, shit like that. But I said I gave it up too early to tell. But I think I could have played college football somewhere.
For sure.
No, maybe not high level, but I definitely could have played.
You was going to college for free.
I could have. I think so.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I get it.
So you figure out it was a no-brainer. You're going to Carolina. It's a no-brainer at that point. I understand. Trust me, I committed after my junior year. I was like, man, I'm not going nowhere else but Carolina. This is a done deal.
You got it done quick, man.
I got it done quick. I was tired of the phone calls, bro. I was tired of the phone calls.
Some guys, I don't know how the guys get it done like 9th, 10th grade, 8th grade. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's early.
That's wild.
They committed at 9th, 10th grade.
But like I was getting recruited like my 8th grade, 9th grade year. I was just like, all right, what am I doing? I know where I want to go.
Yeah, you were highly recruited early. So I wasn't highly recruited, which is I think worked in my favor.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, like we talk about here on Running Race, it's a different race.
Everybody race is different.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It brought a different type of hunger to you.
For sure.
And you were hunting the whole time. And you wanted to
100%.
be at a level that you knew you were capable of being at. You know
100%.
what I'm saying? So that's big time. So shit, I already know. You get to Carolina. What was the first wake-up call there?
Man.
Jonas.
Yes. Yes.
Conditioning coach.
Man, listen. I had a bunch of wake-up calls, and I don't think anybody in college at that age is a morning person. No. But having to wake up early to do certain, summer school, have workouts before class. If you're late, Jonas got us doing spider walks around the damn arena. Like,
what was your welcome to college moment?
Well, we had pickup. We would have pickup, playing against and with Tyler for sure. Shammond Williams there, Marvin Williams, Sean May, all those guys, Ray Felt and Sean. They just won, and they were still they've been drafted, but they still working out.
Came back,
So I was lucky to have those guys there.
Yeah.
And learn from them, be a sponge. Also get my ass bust by them.
Yeah.
Just learning the campus, getting lost on campus, walking around in 90-degree weather. I'm wearing my New York shit. It don't make no sense. Like, back then we had 6XTs. You know what I'm saying?
The tall tees.
That's
We
a
had
fact.
jean shorts. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing Timbs and shit. And Carolina not knowing that the humidity and the weather is crazy different from New York. So just going through all of that process of getting to class, trying to stay awake in class, but getting your ass bust by them and then pick up, then doing the workouts with Jonas. Complex, you know, the complex system that he does.
I couldn't think about what it was, bro. It was
it's called complex.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like it's his activational warm up to your actual lift, but it's a mini lift that most people would
consider a workout.
Consider a full workout.
Only freshmen do it though. Only freshmen do it.
You'd be done. We carried it on.
Y'all kept going?
We carried it on throughout most of your time. Maybe freshman, junior year, you probably slow down. You still do it. Not as much, but you still did it. And it's like, she was a pain in the ass, man.
And it was tough, bro.
But Jonas busting your ass, them busting your ass, class, and then we had a guidance council. I forget his name. I'm losing that. We had Walt.
Oh.
Walt. No, I'm forgetting his name.
We had Jen. I ain't had Walt.
We had Walden. I'm forgetting his first name. I think it's not Luke Walden. It's something like it's like Mr. We call him. I think it's Mr. Walden, but it was. I think he's a Walt. Man, I'm really butchering this guy. It was 15 years ago, man.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
I don't blame you.
But we had our guidance counselor, and he was another one that didn't make it easy. You know, we had a study hall. We had hours, so we had to be in there for a couple of hours, man. And I'm like, shit, this is college, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a workout, we got study hall hours, we got a hoop. I'm like,
all over again.
And this is just summer school right now.
Yes.
Right? And I'm like, all right, they're preparing us for what's about to come. And I'm like, we're about to start playing, doing this shit too. I'm like, okay, this is, so yeah, that was definitely the first wake up calls. Playing against Tyler was very intense, man. Psycho T was intense. Him going at Marv, then back to like, they just going at each other head on. But playing against those other guys, we also had, I want to say Stack. Stack was around a little bit, Shimon more so. We had 40 there. 40 was there at that time doing summer school. Joe Forte.
Really?
He was there. And he was definitely busting our, like, you know, we had the coach Williams was doing the counselor game.
Yes.
And Forte, Joe Forte, you know, we call him 40 because damn near give everybody 40.
Bro, you
was a bucket like that.
You're summer.
Yeah, bro. Back then it was like that. Back then. It's a shame because I wish I would get back more often. We should be able to get back more often to give those guys that experience. But back then it was like that. The summers guys would come back.
Gosh, bro. So it kind of, I would say my last year, it was dwindling because all those guys got older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're starting to retire.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, I'll come watch. I'm not going to play.
But I'm not getting on the court.
But I think my freshman year was the last time Shimon played.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Sean was on the coaching staff my
Big
sophomore
May.
year, Big May.
Raymond's done.
Ray was done after
my
like,
Marvin's take care of the body.
It was crazy, bro. So I was like, damn. Like Marv would come back, but he'd like play a game or two.
Yeah.
He not the same. Like he was still nice for sure, cooking everybody.
Yeah, he's still cool.
It was crazy, bro. We had David Noel coming back, Jawad Williams, bro. Like you talking about some Carolina.
Well, back then,
legends.
Dave and Jawad was unbelievably athletic back then.
Oh my god.
And they used to go at it, bro.
You know who people don't even realize? Ray Terry.
Ray Terry.
Ray
Terry was my guy, bro. He was the guy that bust my ass every day my freshman year.
He's one of the strongest human beings.
Well, every day. And I really thought, like, this guy is fucking Kobe.
No,
but they didn't play a lot, though.
But that's how
good they were
in high school because he from Winston. So it was Rayshawn and Chris.
He was
that
6'8",
was like
athletic as shit. This guy's going to the pros. He's going to be nice. Bro. I need to follow this guy's shoes.
Yes.
And he was strong, country strong,
Yep.
tall as hell, athletic, could shoot. I'm like, damn, there ain't no stopping this fucking guy.
Ray Terry was crazy.
He was cold.
For him, it was more mental than anything.
Yeah, for sure.
But Ray Terry was a beast, bro. And so I had him for 2 years, I think. So my freshman and sophomore year, because I think he's only 2 years ahead of me. Then Ray Terry used to bust my so obviously Tyler is my class, but competing against him, just how intense he was. But more my position, Shai would come back, bust my naturally gifted. You know what I'm saying? But Ray Terry was the guy that I had to every day.
You went to Carolina for 4.
All 4 years, bro.
All 4. Shout out.
Not many of us do it, bro.
Not many of us do it. But we got that ring, though.
Yeah.
We got that ring, though. We did what we came there to do. And we graduated, got that diploma.
Yeah, man.
Since y'all both went to Carolina and played on the team, you think your Carolina team is better than his, or vice versa?
We get that question a lot, bro. I watched
Y'all
them.
both won a ring.
They were good. And I think he knows the answer to his.
I know the answer.
And I went to both Final Fours. I thought I was bad luck the first year. It was just a bad weekend, bro, in Houston. All around. Car got towed and everything. I was like,
damn.
Man, it was crazy. So next year, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go. They in Phoenix. I think it was Phoenix.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
We got it done. You know what I'm
We
saying?
got it done. It was
a great team. And I was really hoping.
The
only thing I was hoping like that Bryce and what's his name could have been there. You know what I'm saying?
Bryce said he couldn't go though. It was just too. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I just wish it happened a year earlier for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they were seniors, and then they. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they deserved it. You know
for
what I'm
sure.
Y'all
for
team,
sure.
y'all. I feel like y'all were really. Y'all had a great team and y'all won, but I feel like y'all were a better team.
Oh yeah. I've said it.
With Bryce and Marcus.
The year before, we were better than the team. We were just built to win it.
Yeah.
Marcus and Bryce, I'm like, all right, this team should definitely have gotten it done.
Oh my God.
But when it comes to national title teams, man, the only other team that's seeing our 09 team is the 05 team. And talent-wise, I think they have more talent than us. But when it came to discipline and execution, I want to say our 09 team might have got, because they were very talented. They were good, but they had some times where they were erratic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had some wild cards.
Even though they only lost like twice.
Yeah. They had some wild cards. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely had wild cards.
But so we had some dogs too. But I think execution-wise, and when you look at of how the tournament was handled, I think we ran through the tournament. There's no other team that ran through the tournament like we did.
Beat the shit out of everybody.
We beat most teams. We had our toughest battle, I think, was LSU. And it was a close game till the end. I think we still ended up winning by double digits.
Yeah.
But I think most games were 20-plus points.
Jeez.
I think. And Tyler was a beast, bro.
Yeah,
If he
Tyler
wasn't
was different
scoring
in
40 or 30, he was getting your big man, everybody in foul trouble, going to the free throw line.
Yeah.
And we had Ty Law pushing the pace. You know, we was scoring a lot at that time. At that time, you know, teams weren't, you know, it's a different game now, faster pace, more threes.
Yeah.
But I think we were in the 90s, you know, averaging points per game. 100, like college games was usually slower.
Yeah.
You know, 70s, 80s. We were averaging damn near 100. I think, you know, if we look back at it,
was
we were
crazy, bro. They had a
Wayne on the wing. You know what I'm saying? Me and Wayne on the wings.
Oh, Wayne.
You know, we had Ed Davis was our off the bench guy. Tyler Zello was off the bench.
They had Tyler Zello and Ed Davis.
Hey, I was about to say, they came off the bench?
They were freshmen at the time.
Yes, bro.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So we had a squad, bro. We had some depth, but
You never lost in Cameron either.
I've been lucky, man. I've been very lucky. And that's it.
I
give a lot of credit to Tyler Hansborough, bro.
Just
got a dog. Hey.
Our freshman year, he carried us, bro. He carried us a lot of games. And our freshman year,
played a clip at Duke. What year was this?
Which one?
Come on, you know which one.
Okay.
You put his nuts on your head.
I have very few clips. I want to show you about the winning clips, but my clips are very few, and it was my junior year. So
played a clip. Danny punched on Greg Paulus.
I think it was 08.
Yes,
I think it was 08 because I graduated 09, but you know it's 7-08 when we played. You know when it was, but in 08 we played Duke twice. It's usually in the springtime.
Yeah. So
it had to be 08, and we played them twice. I don't know if that was the year that Tyler also got his nose broken. By Gerald.
Was that did y'all play
that was
Duke first at Carolina? Or was it?
I can't remember. I know it was at Carolina when he broke his nose.
Yeah, he broke his nose.
Strangely enough, they ended up doing a podcast together, which is crazy. Yeah. Well, it actually, you know, Tyler started doing podcasting, and he wasn't a guy that talked much, but it opened him up to doing, you know, things like that, and then hear his perspective. It's pretty dope. He's still doing it to this day now of, you know, talking sports and doing things, and it's good to see him come out of his shell.
Bro, oh my God, you punched on him so bad.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You knew you were a Carolina guy, and you were coached by Coach Williams. The way you did not celebrate, you sprinted. He sprinted right back on defense.
That's been my whole life, bro. All my life, every coach I've had do not allow me to celebrate. My high school coach, Coach Williams, Pop. You San Antonio don't celebrate, bro.
They don't. No.
Yeah, no.
Bro.
So.
Then he punched on Greg Paulus and just ran back on defense. I might have yelled on that one. And to think about it, there's only one time I yelled after a dunk, maybe in my career at Carolina, and that was my senior year, and I earned that one. It was at the end of the game. Game was over, but I sprinted my ass back after I said,
all right, make it back. Let me get back on D.
Because if you watch Coach, anytime anybody dunk, he like this. Every single
Oh,
time.
they're
Like,
gonna
"Get back!"
show you on film too. They're gonna
Oh.
rewind and clip. If you bullshitting on clip, celebrating, doing something you shouldn't be doing. Even in San Antonio, similar situations. They're gonna, this is not what we do here. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
But I've had that in high school. He didn't show the clip, but I was not allowed to celebrate most of my career, man.
Man.
And but there was one that against Duke that I really wanted badly that I missed. There was a dunk attempt. It was a second one. It was after pause, and it was at, it might have been our senior night, and I was on baseline, and I think Shire might have been there.
Really?
And it was the second one.
Did you win your
and I
senior night?
missed it. We did win our senior night. We did, man.
I lost mine.
You lost your senior night?
Buzzer beater. Played a clip. It was some bullshit.
That's tough, bro.
I was sick.
Actually, I think I watched.
I was sick as a dog, boy.
On
But
senior night?
damn. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want to know about. So me and Danny, we're pretty similar. I mean, we're champs. Let's go ahead and put that out there. We're champs. But we have pretty similar situations. Talk about the 08 run. You had a really good team. Y'all get all the way to, y'all make it, no, y'all Final Four.
Yeah.
Y'all get to the Final Four and you play Kansas.
Yeah.
What happened?
Got clapped up, bro. Not gonna lie to you.
Got that ass whooped.
We did.
First. Y'all was getting your ass busted.
Pause.
Yeah.
We got clapped up. But each year, so before we get to that, we had gone further in the tournament each year. So freshman year,
Yeah, go and get into it.
we were good.
Yep.
But we weren't that good. But that was George Mason's year.
Oh,
George Mason had the Cinderella
run.
year.
Yep.
And
y'all lost to George Mason.
we did. We lost to them, I want to say in the Sweet 16.
Yes.
In my sophomore year, I didn't start at Carolina until my senior year.
Yes.
So I came with the bench.
You were
my
six
whole
man
career.
the whole time.
My freshman year, I played a little bit more than most. I came up, but my sophomore year, I didn't play much at all. That's when Wayne, B. Wright, they all came in. Ty Luss, that class all came in.
Yeah.
I kind of was, and Ray Terry was still there. I was deep in the bench.
Yeah.
My junior year, I was like 6 man. So there are a lot of those guys left. But I still came off the bench.
Yeah, your opportunity.
Well, sophomore year, freshman year, we lost to George Mason. I played a little bit. Sophomore year, I didn't play much at all. We lost to Georgetown in the Elite 8. Jeff Green, I think, I want to say it was a but if I remember correctly, to Georgetown. Junior year, we finally make the next step. We get to Final Four. It was our first time Final Four. Crowd, Kansas, they were a really good team though.
Yes.
But it was actually in San Antonio, that Final Four.
Yep.
But being in that arena, I think it's like 60,000, 80,000 people. Backdrop is different. It kind of puts you in a weird atmosphere, a different vibe, and to get adjust to it. Like it's hard to, I guess mentally.
The depth perception's crazy.
Settle in. You know what I'm saying? And I think it took a while for us as a group to kind of like embrace the moment. And then, Tyler was our leader. And I think it took him a second. It's the first time I ever seen him. I'm gonna say he was scared or shaking anything like that, but it took him a while to like adapt to the moment.
Yeah.
And they had bigs. They were really good bigs. They had guys they were throwing doubles at Tyler. They were not letting him get off.
Y'all couldn't buy a shot though.
Smacking, and we couldn't make shots. Me and Wayne on the wings. Ty, we ended up going down like 15-20. We made a I was a junior, Ty and Wayne were sophomores, but they were projected to be first-round picks. So they were like, they might leave.
Yeah.
Tyler could have left too, but it was like, all right, we're not sure. These guys could be first. They could go. They're going to test the waters.
Mm-hmm.
This is before you could hire agent and still test. We couldn't hire agent.
Yeah.
So they tested the waters. I was like, all right, I'm going to test the waters too, just to get a feel of what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think a lot of teams knew I wasn't going to actually really go, but just to like go through the combine before I have to go through it. But they decided to come back. We all decided to come back and was like, all right. But even with them tests, I think we all kind of knew we were coming back. I knew I was coming back. I was like, all right, we got something to prove next year. We got to come in. And every day we came in that gym for summertime, it was, we got to be prepared to play the Kansas teams, the Memphis teams, the UCLAs, who was in the Final Four.
Yep.
And when that moment comes, we got to be ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody came back, but every day in the gym from that summer on to even, playing Duke and NC State, all the teams throughout the year, we weren't even looking at them as, what the big prize was.
Y'all are tune-ups.
Obviously, we want to beat the shit out of them, trying to play them.
For sure.
Because of bragging rights, but it's like, when we get to the tournament, man, we got to make sure. And it's
in.
also a little bit of luck. Make sure we're healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Any given night. It's
for
like,
sure.
You got to win.
It's all luck.
You got to win your losing nights.
Yeah, for sure.
The nights that you have a shitty night, you got to make sure you only have one of them. You got to find a way to win that.
Find a way to win.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I think we had one of those, and I think it said LSU.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, damn, it's not going the way and you better find a way for your group to turn around. And luckily we had a group together for most of them 4 years and 3 years behind us with Ty and Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
So being on that stage year prior, we were comfortable with being in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And we played Villanova, who were a little younger. They hadn't been there. And then Michigan State, who also was younger.
On both of them.
And we had advantage.
Yeah.
And, we got to it. We got right to it.
I remember I told this story recently. I'm like, I remember me and Joe, we were roommates. And that second time we woke up the next morning, I said, we can't lose twice.
Yeah.
You can't lose that thing twice.
Nah.
You can't get there.
Nah.
Like, how you gonna live that down?
Yeah.
Nah. You know what I'm saying? So at this point,
the championship.
when we come back to this room, we're gonna be champs. Shit. I don't care. And that's the point. That's where you get
one way or other, we're gonna have to fight. We ain't losing twice. If we lose the game, we're gonna have to whip their ass. We ain't losing in the street fight.
Some shit out.
But just like you said, whatever it takes, whatever you gotta do, we gotta do it.
Scratch claw. We gotta find a way.
We gotta find a way to get this shit done. Because you got lucky enough to get here twice.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's big time. Shout out to you and the 09 team. Y'all definitely I say y'all the best team.
We had a squad, man. We had a squad.
Y'all close?
They were deep.
We were very close at the time. We still chop it up here and there. I'm still close. Is different groups of guys I have different group chats with. Of course, it's a lot of love when we see each other. We don't get a chance to see each other as much. It's 15 years now removed, which is crazy to think about. But those are my brothers, man. I lived with most of them for 2 or 3 years. So I grew up. You become a teenager, become a man.
Yeah.
During that time. You'll never forget, the experiences you had with them, the stuff you went through with them, the battles. Because there's nothing that can emulate that. Like,
nothing.
There's nothing to emulate the college camaraderie, like the chemistry, the bond that you have. Because pros, like, you could build a bond. You try as much as you can, but guys come and go every day.
Right.
Waived, cut, traded, leave, new contract.
Mm-hmm.
To be with a group for 3 or 4 years and see them every day.
Yeah.
Not many guys in college have kids or families with them.
And then
these are your families. We're living with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there ain't no kids. There ain't no other obligations. There ain't no, it's all right, we're going to eat together. We're going to movies together. We're going to do this together. We did everything together.
Yeah.
And every professional team tries to emulate that because that's a big part of success and winning because you need that.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do in that level. But in college, there's nothing that can emulate what the college level brings or that bond you can bring on a college level.
Nah, I believe that.
I would say this, one thing I would say, and this is just giving Carolina more pub, and we don't got to do too much to do that, but anytime, like, last time I seen Danny, I don't even know, but anytime we see each other, it's like we saw each other yesterday.
Yeah.
That's just how,
it's just love,
that's just how the family is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about Carolina is, like, I can call anybody. Bishop. I don't know here. I ain't never seen it before. But you might get cut that
we're
out.
not gonna get into that one.
Yeah.
But no, it is love,
This
man.
love, though. This love.
And so it's been like that since I got into the league too. Like Sheed, Vince, those guys embracing me.
Boy,
and me not even like knowing them
Yeah.
on a personal level, but them acting like oh shit, these are my brothers. Like they're like, yo,
And little bros.
Even when when the tournament's going on, shit, I'm playing Vince. Might be in the playoffs or right before playoffs. Like, yo, he's like, you watching the game? Like, we keep updating each other, even though we're opposing teams.
Right.
Like, he's playing with Dallas, I'm with San Antonio. He's like, yo, the boys are playing right now. We think we down 5. You know, he's watching. I'm like, you got the update. And this is before there was streaming services on phones and shit like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we had guys in the back updating us. But it's always been love every time we see each other. And anytime we need help or reach out or anything, we're trying to push each other to break certain boundaries, whether it's coaching, whether it's player development. But we're always trying to help each other get into bigger and better positions.
For sure. So Danny, you get the 4th year, you get to the Natty, you win it, you get it done. Time to go to the league, my boy.
Yeah.
Shit.
Starts all over, bro.
Shit starts all fucking over. So you on year 15. Let's talk about the very beginning.
Man.
How many workouts did you do?
I think I did like 13.
13 workouts.
13 to 15. My first year, I think it was like 9 to 11. I think my second year was like 13. And I had a couple good ones. I wasn't sure if I was going first round or not. I thought I had a good chance. And that was and I wish I still should have went to the draft. Because I'm from New York. I live in New York. My family's in New York. The draft is in New York. And I was gonna I was having a party in New York anyway in the city. So I could have just went anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't sure if my name was gonna be called. And I don't want to be embarrassed just being there waiting and shit for my name. But even being a second rounder, I would have been shaking Adam Silver's hand. Because David Stern, God rest his soul, was the head commissioner at the time. And now it's Adam Silver. I would have had the picture with Adam Silver still.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That would have been dope.
Shaking his hand. Regret not doing that. But said I see all my teammates go first round. I'm waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? They all lottery damn there.
Coach Williams there, all that.
I'm like, all right, everybody's in the green room. This is dope. And first round goes by. Nobody's happy leaving the draft unless you're number 1.
Right.
Everybody outside of maybe lottery guys, even the lottery guys, I should have been 6 or I should have been 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm better than that guy. Everybody has a chip in their shoulder, especially the second round guys. So everybody was happy for me, but I'm celebrating a thing that I'm really not happy about. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I should have been first round. But I ended up being drafted by Cleveland, which was a great situation for me, I thought. So they had Bron and Shaq at the time. They could have got me at 30. They had the last pick of the draft. They picked somebody else. They sent them back overseas, I guess, save money, whatever it was. They picked me at 46 in the second round.
Was Cleveland your best workout?
It was one of my better ones. I don't know if it was my best one, but it was one of my better ones.
Got you. I got a question. Shit, I forgot to ask, bro. How did the dancing start in Carolina? The jump around.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did the jump around start in
Coach
Carolina?
Williams, he's superstitious.
Yeah.
Long story short, I said I came off the bench always.
Yeah.
So they played the music every game. And shit, we just started vibing to it.
Yeah.
Probably my sophomore year. Like, we started vibing to it. It was like a team thing.
Yeah.
My junior year, a lot of the guys that I used to vibe with was gone.
Yep.
So I'm vibing by myself, but guys that couldn't dance, Mike Cope, you know what I'm saying? He was hyping me up. So, and then I would say I was 6th man of the year, but because I was playing well coming off the bench, they made it a thing. They hyped, that was
your thing.
Yeah, it was, Danny come off the bench, he gonna be dancing sideline talking, and he come in the game and bust shot, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, that was it became my thing. It really wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
But it was our thing my sophomore year. Then it became my thing my junior year because a lot of guys left. I was one of very few people. I still danced with some other guys, but I was playing well coming off the bench, and it was like, all right, Danny Green, he's a good player, but comes off the bench, and this is what he does when he comes off the bench.
Yeah.
And the reason why I kept going, we had an overtime game against Virginia Tech, and they didn't play the music. We didn't lose many games that year. I think this was my junior year or might have been my senior year.
Yeah.
They didn't play the music. We lost.
Coaches.
Coach
never
was
again.
not having it. He
Bro,
made sure.
Never again.
Hey, listen. If you don't do it again and we lose,
Bruh.
he's on your head.
So first, I'm sure he wasn't a fan of it because he's not about the flashy shit.
Yeah.
He had fun with. We were winning games.
Yeah.
But when it becomes a thing, and when that thing doesn't happen, and we lose.
Why didn't you do it?
Why didn't you do
who's
it?
fucking up?
Yeah.
Who's fucking up? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's fucking up the rhythm right now? So it was like, and I'm just, maybe it wasn't a thing. Maybe I'm just in my mind assuming that he made a mental note of it and was like, yo, they didn't play the fucking music. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking we lost. They had a good team though. They had some guards that was giving us problems, and we lost. And it might have been double overtime. But ever since we lost that game, they made sure they played that damn music every game.
Damn,
and that we was on them sidelines dancing.
And done it ever since.
Yeah. And it became a thing. And everybody started
doing it. I started doing it. I was doing Jump Around. What'd you do when you started though? Who did it when you started?
When my sophomore year, we had like
No, you started your senior year.
In my starter year. So yeah, I was on the sideline anymore. So we just had guys on the sideline.
Just random.
We had like, Mike Cope, Greg Little, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But it became a fan thing. So that the student section would do it.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
And then, you know what I'm saying? It became a fan thing. So we didn't have like one particular guy.
Yeah.
We had, Mike Cope over there, the Greg Little over there sometimes doing this. It'd be funny as hell.
Yeah.
I would do a little on the court. Dion on the court a little bit. So yeah, they had a couple years. Now I don't know who does it. We have random times where there's lapses where there's nobody that does it, but then somebody will bring it back.
For sure. No, I had to get that question out. I've been wondering that my damn self. But yeah, so you get drafted to Cleveland. You get down to Cleveland. It's a good situation. Shit, you're going down there with Bron and Shaq.
Yeah.
Like, talk about that when that happened.
That's crazy.
Like, you're upset, but shit, you going to...
I'm upset I'm picked at 46, but I'm happy where I'm going.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's throughout your life, man, especially in the basketball world, there's a lot of wake-up calls, man. There's a lot of wake-up calls.
For sure.
And when I first got there, I didn't expect to play. But when I was practicing with them, I was like, I could hold my own against these guys. I'm doing well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I was busting ass, but I was doing all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing Bron, I'm going at him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll get a couple buckets here and there, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, I ain't no slouch. You know
Playing the right way.
But then it said that your first year or two is really like you're settling in to playing, but also not being starstruck.
Yeah.
I'm playing with these guys, but these are guys I've fucking watched since I was, you know what I'm saying? It's like, holy shit. And guys I'm guarding, I'm like, and your first practice, I'm like, damn, this is what this shit looks like in real life. This nigga Bron is jumping 40 inches, one hand, you know what I'm saying? In practice, I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's real.
when you first see it, like, damn.
That was young lady.
It's hard to get used to it. It takes like a year, and he was younger then too.
Shit.
You don't get used to it. I'm like, damn, this is kind of crazy. But going through it in practice, after your first year or so, you get used to it more. But the first wake-up call for me, one of my first games. Obviously, first practice is getting ass bust, but I play ball in practice. One was training camp. I missed a lot of preseason because I tried to take a charge on Bron. Took a charge, fell on my ass, bone bruise. So cheek gone, bro. I'm like, can't walk for like 2 weeks. I'm like, all right. And they're like, damn, bro, you ain't allowed to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? This is when you're supposed to shine. This is the games you're going to play. And I'm like, shit, when I get back, I'm a hoop.
Yeah.
But I was ready to play when regular season started at that point. I come into the arena, you're inactive. What's that mean?
Yeah.
You got to have a sport coat on the sideline. I'm like,
I don't have a sport.
I don't have a sport. They tell you this when you get to the arena. and shit.
Come on, bro.
Like there's back then the communication was it's still not great.
It's still not great. Let's go ahead and put that out there.
But now, like back then, there wasn't like a bunch of text or apps of team apps and shit like that. It was like, all right, I don't know if the team had my phone number. I'm sure they did.
Yes.
But head trainer might not have had it. It's like, yo, you're inactive tonight. They only suited up 12 or 13 at that time. Now it's like 15, but there was only like 12 guys who suit up. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, oh, you got a sport coat. I'm like, it's ESPN. We about to play the Celtics and shit. I might hoop my family here and shit.
Facts.
Might get a little tick, or at least be on the sideline with my warm up.
Right.
Nah, you in a sport coat, pimp. And I'm like, well, you go home. You can go get with I'm like, I got to go all the way home to come back. So I had to go home, get a sport coat, do my workout, sit on the sideline. And that was pretty much my life for the first 4 months of being in the league. It took like 2 guys to be hurt and 1 guy to have a baby for me to play.
Damn. Shout out to that baby.
Everybody's
Send
journey
a baby
different.
And he
gift.
came at halftime.
Everybody's journey different.
He came at halftime, and I went right back to the bench.
Well, damn. Oh, damn.
I think it was
the shit out of that
so.
baby.
I think it was Mo Williams. I had Mo Williams at the time, and I think Delonte West or Anthony Parker. So it was Mo Williams, Anthony Parker, Delonte West, all these guys, Jamario Moon. I think 2 of them were hurt. Either Mo and Delonte might have been hurt.
Yeah.
Boobie was having a baby. Daniel Gibson was having a baby.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, I might get some. I actually played a little bit, threw a little lob, had a couple buckets.
Yeah.
Boobie come at halftime. I went right back to the bench.
They put Damn,
Yeah,
that was no warm up.
It was a lot of workout. It was a lot of wake up calls throughout the rookie year, bro.
For sure.
But I was excited to be around it. I was excited to learn from Bron, Shaq as well. You know, carrying. I'm doing rookie duties, especially when you're not playing. You're carrying everything. You're a team assistant. You're getting chargers. You're carrying a bunch of different going errands, getting the donuts, bringing them their equipment. You know, I'm carrying Shaq's shoes for size 24 and shit. So yeah, it was a very humbling year to start.
For sure. How many years you was in Cleveland to start with?
It was one, and then the decision happened. Then Bron
Bron
left.
left.
And that's when a lot of things changed.
What'd he say? Play the clip. Sayonara.
Yeah, I was there for the preseason. I went through, and that was probably which is crazy because Coach Byron Scott was the coach at that time when Mike Brown. I don't know if they let him go or not. And then Bron left. Byron Scott was brought in, and that was probably the hardest training camp that I ever had to do in my life.
I heard his training camp.
And then I got cut after like the end of training camp. I went through the whole shit and then had to get, and then got cut.
Oh my god!
So I was there for the following preseason and then got cut. And then I was at home for a couple months, then the G League for a couple months, then got called. I did a workout with San Antonio. I was there for a week. Then they cut me. I was cut twice. Then I ended up doing a G League for a couple months. Then I got called back up to San Antonio. Ended up playing end of the season with them that year.
And then that got you to...
Well, the lockout happened. Then I went overseas.
Went to Slovenia.
I went to play in Slovenia. Yeah. Then I had lockout ended, had to come back, make the team. And then I was at the end of the bench. Injuries happened, and I was lucky to give an opportunity. That's when Manu broke his hand. Then that's when the kind of
let's rewind. Let's rewind. Talk about that whole process again one more time. Just go through it. So you're in Cleveland for a year and a half.
For a year, about a year and a half, a year and a quarter.
Year and a quarter. Go
through preseason with Byron Scott.
Yep.
Hell of a training camp.
Yes. He has reiterated
I'm in great shape. Like, that's better than college shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, NBA, professional sports is not like college. Like the stuff y'all go through in training camp, like preseason in college is way different than NBA.
Oh, I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in college. I'm in better than college. Like the 33s that we were doing and Jonas had us. I'm in that type of shape with Byron Scott. Like we're doing...
Damn.
You know, we're doing triple suicides. You got 2 minutes to do triple suicide. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a triple suicide. You got 2 minutes to finish.
Did y'all have to run around with your hands?
Yes. Yeah. We did all the shit you heard about. We did it.
What the?
Went through all that, was cut. Then I was at home for a little bit, was waiting for the next call, got a call, did a workout with San Antonio. They signed somebody first. I did a second workout with them. Then they signed me. Crazy enough, I was there for a week. I don't know what it was. I think part of it was they thought I was too cool. It might have been I'd have a sense of urgency, but I think they have a weird feeling about people. If they feel you too cool, they're not fucking with you.
For sure.
I think it was part of that.
I mean, it might be where your hat's set up.
That's exactly it. It's funny you say that.
Hey, listen.
It was an issue, the way, I won't say it's an issue, but they thought I was too cool, the way I had pants,
that's just Danny.
Tees and shit like that. So I was cut after a week. And they actually, the person that was in my workout that they re-signed was Ime.
Yeah.
Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
So they ended up signing him. Like, we were in the same workout for this when I first signed me, and then they cut me for Ime to bring Ime back.
That's crazy.
Wild enough. And then he ended up being a coach later on, coaching us. So yeah, then I was at home for a while. I was trying to figure out I was gonna go because we knew the lockout was coming. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go overseas or not to prepare for the lockout.
Right.
I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay here. Like, I belong here. So I did the G League for like 2 months. Got called back up to San Antonio. Made a call. Actually left a message to Pop like, yo, gotta get a second opportunity. I'll do whatever it is you need me to do, to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
Gave me a second opportunity. Was a part of the team. We lost in the playoffs that year to Memphis. I think we were 1 seed. They were 8 seed. I think Manu dislocated. I was like I won't say the test dummy, but I was the lab rat to make sure Manu was healthy. You know what I'm saying? I was playing him one-on-one to make sure he was good.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. I've been there.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're playing the hurt guys to make sure they're ready.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? The good guys.
Yeah.
So then, we lost that summer. Then the lockout happened. That's when it was like, all right, should I stay here, just work out? Should I go make some money and continue to stay in shape? I was like, I'm going to do that. I need to continue to do something. So
how was that?
Stay in shape, make some money. It's a different experience. It's not for everybody. Not every country is different. But it was one that I needed for sure. It helped me stay in shape also. So I got a chance to make some money, stay in shape. It also get an experience of what life was like over there.
Yeah.
In case things didn't work out over here.
Right.
So yeah, it was, I wouldn't say fun. It was humbling, but it was a good experience.
Gotcha.
And I got a chance to play against some greats over there. I got a chance to play in, Euro League. Got a chance to understand how it worked and operated over there. So it was great. But I came back, had to make the team again when lockout ended around Christmas time. Had to make the team again with San Antonio, and that's when they brought me back in. Said halfway through that year, toward the end of half the year, I think I ended up starting that year because of injuries. Manu was then on minute restriction because of his hamstrings, and he was getting older. But yeah, a lot.
So that would
happened
have been
fast.
year 4, 5.
Year 3. So year 3. So year 1 I was in. Year 2 I was halfway in, halfway out. End of it, year 3.
Let's say you counted all of them.
Mhm.
That'll be year what?
The year that I was back with them.
With the Spurs that
The
you
first-
started.
That I started, it might have been year 3. I think it was year 3.
Year 3, you started with the Spurs.
The end of year 3. So
end
I
of year
think
3.
my first year was Cleveland. And then second year was half in and out, and end of the year with San Antonio. The end of the year ended within my second year.
Got you.
Year 3,
Okay.
I made the team. It was a shortened season. I think it was end of that year. If I'm not mistaken, that's when I started to start.
Got you. Damn.
Yeah.
Shout out to Prize Picks, our official presenting partner of Run Your Race. Prize Picks is the daily fantasy sports game that everyone is playing. It is super easy to set up, and my boy AJ is going to show you how easy it is.
This is how easy it is. Head over to Prize Picks and download the app. I can make my picks and submit my entries in less than 60 seconds. You pick between 2 to 6 players, and this is a skill-based fantasy game. You only play against the Prize Picks projections. It's simple. You pick either more or less.
And AJ didn't even mention, you can make 25 times the money using Prize Picks. And also, on days like Taco Tuesday and Flex Friday, you can get discounts also.
Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. That means if you spend $20, they'll match $20. If you spend $100, they'll match $100.
And y'all already know who I'm rocking with. I'm rocking with my boy Lamar Jackson and OBJ. And I'm picking more for everything. And guess what, everybody? They don't just have NFL. They got MLB. They got college football and many other sports.
Go to prizepicks.com/race and use code RACE for a first deposit match up to $100. When do you feel like you figured it out? Like you figured out I'm this role player in the league?
I think a lot of teams will figure that out for you.
That's a fact.
That is facts.
But I always figured out for me to find, since high school, I was never the guy.
Right.
I was the guy in my high school, but my coach never made me or let me feel like I was the guy. We had other guys that were D1 players that were good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like special treatment. Carolina, I was always a fifth option.
Gotcha.
So I always had to figure it out and had to do the intangibles. Not only shoot, but I had to rebound. I played the 4. You know what I'm saying? I had to block shots. I had to, I had to, steals, defense, everything. Make passes. I had to do all the little things. So when I got to the league, it was like, you're great at a lot of things. You're good at a lot of things. We need you to find something to be great at.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're good at these things, and we don't need you to do this. So most teams are like, we have these guys for that. San Antonio's like, we have Timmy, Tony, Manu and Tony are going to handle the ball. We don't need you to handle the ball.
Right.
We need you to space the floor, play defense.
Knock down
and
shots.
That's it. So it was like, and it's like, be great at that. You
Yeah.
need you to become more of an efficient shooter. And that's when I worked with Chad Forcier, who was my guy at the time. Will Hardy was also my guy then, who's now head coach of Utah.
Yes.
We came in together.
Shout out Will.
And they worked on me becoming more of an efficient shooter every day from the day I got in there. Just doing the fundamentals and, holding the form and raising my percentage, 5 to 10%.
I think we talk about this on the pod. Like a lot of me around the high school space right now, like we said, the game is different.
Yeah,
right?
Way different.
It's so different now, but I feel like we have to tell these young kids now, you got to be great at one thing. You can be nice at 5, but just because you're nice at that 5, you don't have that one great thing.
Yeah. That can
really kill you.
Get you lost in the sauce for sure. Yes. Now, I give that advice too. It's like, make sure you find one thing that you're really, really good at, but don't let them box you in right away.
Right, correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And not everybody can do that. There's certain guys that can, expand or be groomed into more than what they expect you to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had this debate the other day with one of my homies. He's like, yo, you think it's, Rich Paul is on talking with Gil's podcast. You think this is true that guys, the sooner they find their role, the better for them. Yes. But in the same breath, it's like when you're younger, because now I only work on the things I need to work on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
When you're
Correct.
old, when you're younger, you can work on a lot more things.
Yeah.
It's like, you can still show them you can do these things. Like you
Mhm.
still have time. It's a window. It may be only a year or two.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a lottery pick, it may be longer.
Right.
Mhm.
But some guys have that window, some don't, depending on what situation you're going into. But don't let them box you in too soon. You know what I'm saying? And let them know that you're still continue to work on your game, these other things when you're younger, before they put you in that role, so that you can show that you know what I'm saying, that your capabilities, show that you can grow and be a different, you're not just a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but it is better for guys because that's 1 or 2% of the league where you're going to be in that position.
Very true.
Correct.
Very
So
true.
realistically, numbers-wise, you're going to be a role player, son. And,
Yeah.
and it may not be. It may not be in this league either.
Right.
It may be in other leagues.
I'll let
It,
you know
it may
right
be
now,
on maybe in a college
It's
position,
not
or a
facts.
coaching position. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm.
You're going to be a role player, son. So you got to figure it out. And the sooner you figure out, the better it is for you.
That's a fact.
That is facts.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Danny, shit, bro. Like, you go to San Antonio, you with Hall of Famers. Like, just think about the journey just off the first 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
You with Bron, you with Shaq, you with Tony Parker, you with Manu Ginobili,
Yeah.
you with Tim Duncan, you with Robert? No, Robert
Nah.
wasn't on that team.
No, we had Kawhi. So my
No,
guy.
Kawhi.
Gee,
Yeah.
So
Young
I've been
Kawhi.
lucky, man. It's crazy. You'll see this as you go on through the league. The
crazy.
guys that you get a chance to cross paths with, even when they're not in their primes, it's like, yo, I had him. He was my vet. Like I had T-Mac.
Yeah.
T-Mac was one of my
shit.
vets. You know what I'm saying? In San Antonio, it was crazy.
Damn.
But Timmy, Tony, and Manu had there, and Steven Jackson came through. We had a bunch of guys come through
Yeah.
and had Kawhi when he was young, and I had him for like 6-7 years. Even when I
Mhm.
seen him grow.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance to play with Joel. I got a chance to play with Bron a bunch of
Yeah.
times. AD. I got a chance to play with Dwight a couple times, even though it was toward the end of his career.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rondo. There's so many Hall of Famers I got a chance to play against, but also play with. Just being in the league for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I've been very fortunate because not everybody got a chance to play with these type of guys and also win with these type of guys.
Right.
So yeah, man, I've been Hall of Famers, man. I've been very, very, very lucky to be put in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Cleveland, I could have been stuck in Cleveland
Mm-hmm.
there when things went bad when Bron left.
Yeah.
Everything happened for a
But everything
reason.
happened for a reason. I ended
Mhm.
up being in San Antonio, and I had a great stint there, 7.5 years with them,
Mhm.
and then ended up being in Toronto with Kawhi. Ended up
Mhm.
playing with some of the young guys, Kyle Lowry, who was probably the best Raptor to ever play,
Boy.
greatest Raptor in Raptors history. We had Fred there, we had OG, we had Pascal, we had all those guys, and I had Kawhi with me. Then I ended up in LA. We had so many like vets and Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
What makes the San Antonio way different?
Yeah, I was about to, that's a great
Like,
question.
what makes like that run y'all had? It was just like, you got to go through them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the Warriors. You
Yeah.
knew you had to go through the war, but y'all were that before them. Like,
Yeah.
you knew you had to go through y'all. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And before I even got there, they've been a well-oiled machine
Oh,
since
for
before
sure.
time. And it's
For sure.
I said the only thing I can compare it to is Carolina, just how
Mhm.
it starts with the character and the no ego type
Mhm.
situation.
They're trying to win.
That's it.
Point blank
And
period.
that's the biggest picture for everybody.
Love it.
And because Pop and RC have that understanding and that power, and the organization owners backing Pop and RC to have that power, because most organizations they go with what the player wants.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, they going. So now Pop and RC, they have the power to discipline or cuss a guy out
Mhm.
without feeling like, oh, I don't want to hurt his feelings or step on his toes, or I might be fired or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a real coach's position. It's harder for coaches in our league
100%.
when
I
there's
got a
guys
voice.
that make more
Yeah.
money than
Yeah,
them. You know
I
what
got
I'm
a
saying?
voice. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of say-so happens with the players. So for him to be able to coach, and a lot of credit goes to Dave Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Timmy. Yep.
For them to be able to be that humble and to be like coachable, allow themselves to be coached that way, allow everybody else to fall in line and be coached that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like college. And that's the only other level that you can compare it to. Because in the league, not many coaches have the freedom or the leeway to coach like college or have that hold on their team or their players like college coaches do.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that's the only way I can compare it to. And instead,
I like
they
that.
find guys, character people in weird places that are really good at what they do basketball-wise, but even better people and that are selfless.
Yeah.
And it's all about the group.
I like that because it starts at the top. When your leaders setting the tone, like, hey, listen, we here to win and win only.
Yeah.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
Nothing
Like,
else matters.
Nothing else matters.
And it's crazy because
you just follow suit.
I've seen some talented guys come and go quick, and they don't care how talented you are.
Yeah.
And I've seen them go with the
quickness.
With the quickness, bro. Snap of a finger. And it's like,
quickness.
damn, he was just here. He was good. Like,
we could have
used him.
Yeah, but he
like,
wasn't.
nah, we don't give a damn.
It wasn't locked in.
It's like we'll lose before we keep that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's their mindset.
Let's talk about the 2 finals run in San Antonio. So you got the first one you wanted. How was the first championship? Think about it. You win one in college.
The first one that we should have won.
Oh shit! Damn, you didn't win the first
No.
one. Oh man,
I got one in San Antonio.
Yeah, you got one in
the
San
one
Antonio.
That coulda.
Talk about let's go ahead and get into it. I've been wanting to ask that anyway.
It's tough,
Talk
bro.
about the Ray shot in the corner.
Oh,
happened there.
It's hard to watch, bro.
Yeah.
I don't watch it to this day. I can't watch it.
I know.
So there's just a lot of things, a lot of plays I remember watching because Pop does this thing each year. When we go into the new year, we watch the previous year's clips.
Really?
Regardless of but we just so happen to have the same team for the last 3 years. So it's like,
damn.
First day, like, oh shit, I already know it's coming.
Yeah.
Before we went to the finals that year, we lost OKC, who had played Miami. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm already gonna get
right.
chewed a new asshole before I even start training camp about some clips that happened 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I can't change.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm working out all summer to change these clips for this year, but I can't change them now. So, and just watching over and over, the mistakes that everybody made, and of course the ones that I made, and it was just burned into my brain. Just a missed box out. The miss this, the contest, or trotting out to half court.
You're right.
But yeah, man. So the ropes were out. The trophy was down. It could have been a whole different type of resume for your boy if we would have won that year.
Yeah. Because y'all damn near probably go back to back.
Yeah, and I had a good series. I said it could have been a whole different resume.
You was balling,
but it didn't happen. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
They balled, man. They played well. They made the plays. They're supposed to. We went into overtime, and then Game 7 was tough. We fought hard, but we couldn't get them. Following year came back. We got a chance to get some redemption. And
locked in again.
It made it that much sweeter, man. So it was a hell of a run. Had a lot of fun doing it, and wouldn't ask for any different way, man. There's no other way.
We're not gonna play the clip.
It was tough, bro.
We're not gonna play the clip because
we've seen enough of those
clips. We see it all the damn time. Play the clip.
Every year is an anniversary.
Yeah, it's an anniversary for the shit every year. We see it.
Corner, and I'm like,
God,
do we really have to celebrate this shit every year?
But shit, Danny, they told your ass sayonara.
Yeah.
They sent you to Toronto, where they're from.
You guys from Toronto? Hell yeah. My peoples. Canadians, my peoples.
Yeah.
That happened strangely too.
Talk about it.
I don't think it was something that they planned.
Really?
And I could tell when it happened, they didn't want to part ways. It was a Kawhi situation. Obviously, Kawhi wanted to be traded, and they had to move Kawhi. Obviously, they had to
make the money work and all that.
Yes, they had to match the pieces. And like I said, I got the call from Pop. I mean, it was unexpected for me.
For you, yeah.
We hadn't spoken about it. I knew a trade was going to happen. I didn't think I would be involved. I didn't know what was going to match up, but I knew he wanted to be traded, and possibly some other people might be in the mix. I got the call, and I could just tell in his voice that it was something that he did not want to do.
Yeah.
They felt it was the best scenario for them to make, best situation. They did it, and like I said, I mean, I was happy about it. Not that I was happy I was leaving San Antonio, but I was happy of the place that the situation they sent me to. They weren't sending me
it could have
to
been
West
a lot worse.
Bumble. Yeah, it could have been, it could have been hell. They weren't sending me to, you know what I'm saying?
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
They sent me to it, and I feel like they do a great job of that as well. When they can't keep a guy that they really care for, and they can't pay him, like
Do right
George
by
Hill
you.
or something like that. It's like,
Yep.
all right, let's find a good place to send him. We're going to send him home, or we're going to send him a good situation for him.
Yep.
And I feel like they sent me and Kawhi to a situation that worked out for us.
Boy,
And
did
like,
it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, when I saw the trade, I'm like, Toronto won.
Yeah.
Y'all won. I mean, clearly, but like it was like
I mean,
that team.
when you look at it, DeMar is a great piece.
But-
Jakob was a great piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just add.
But I don't know if Jakob was starting at the time either.
Uh-huh.
But they were like, for them, they were like, it's a win, like it's a win-win. Like we got 2 starters for DeMar and Jakob. I don't know what the picks were or money
Two
were,
big wings.
but it was a risk for
Yeah.
them because everybody knew Kawhi did not want to stay. Wherever he was
Yes.
going,
Yes.
he was not trying to stay.
Yeah.
But I think it was worth the risk.
Yeah.
It ended up being worth it.
Did y'all know it during the year? Did y'all had a chance?
Oh, I did. I knew right away we did.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like and then maybe the last decade, so a lot of power has been in the West.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And since Bron had left too,
Mhm.
it was wide open. And Toronto was already a top team in the East.
Yeah.
You add me and Kawhi, it's like, all right, we for sure got a chance. The East is always wide open.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we got the experience. So I was like, yeah, we definitely have a chance.
For sure. Talk about the Kawhi Shot, Philly.
It was a fucking movie, bro.
Jesus Christ.
It was a movie.
Boy.
Like when y'all, like it's hard to explain
Play the
it
clip.
because when y'all watch it in real time, it's happening pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh, when you're watching on TV, it's happening fast.
Yeah.
In real time, it should seem like it was 10 seconds. I swear, bro.
He dribbling all over
When
the
he
damn
took
court.
the shot, I thought it was the worst shot. I was like, oh, this is fucking terrible. And he took it and he dribbled, and I'm like, and the way he shot it, it was angling left.
Yeah.
And I'm right there on the bench. I got the perfect. And I'm looking at this shit like, oh shit. I'm like, he about missed. It caught the rim though, and then it bounced up. I'm like, oh shit, it hit the back rim.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh shit, this got a
It got a
chance.
chance.
Yeah.
And we're like, drop motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happened in 0.5 seconds when
Yeah.
y'all watching. For us, it's 10 seconds. I'm like,
Yes.
drop.
Go in the basket.
Motherfucker, drop.
Yes.
And then when it went in, it was like, oh, he started yelling. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. It was
That
nuts.
Philly team matched up with y'all well, though.
They were really good, man.
Yeah.
They were
That
really
was
good
a
team.
really
That was
good
a tough fought battle.
Philly team.
And it was Nick's first year. So I feel like it was a hard fought coaching battle
Yeah,
too. Like
for
the
sure.
adjustments,
Mhm.
they made some good adjustments. We made some adjustments. And they had a lot of momentum if we didn't win that game. Or if he didn't hit that shot. Because it was tie score. I think we would have went into overtime.
Yeah, it would have been.
And they were
Yeah.
on a run.
Mhm.
And Jimmy was playing well. And I was like, we were trying to figure it out. They had bigger guards. We couldn't play Fred and Norm as well. They couldn't, I was in and out. They were
Mhm.
trying to figure it out because Ben was a bigger guard defending our smaller guards, and we couldn't
Yep.
get shots off.
Mhm.
So it was tough, man. They had a hell of a squad, man. It was unbelievable series.
Yeah, that was a good
Then
series.
y'all had to go deal with
And then
them.
Milwaukee, another fucking series.
Then y'all had to deal with Milwaukee. Then y'all dealt with them boys in the Bay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was
Christ.
you got to get a little luck on your side too. The Bay situation, we got a little luck on our side.
Hey, listen.
Milwaukee, that was a fought battle. They all were fought battles, but
Y'all had their number that year.
we did.
Y'all had their number
We
that
played
year.
well. The guys played well at the right time, and there's always timing.
Mhm.
But with the Bay situation, with KD going down and then Clay getting hurt, like I said, they were the healthiest team for the last 4 or 5 years,
Mhm.
and it just started to catch up with them.
Yeah,
And we were lucky enough to be healthy, and for them to obviously
Yeah.
we wanted to play them healthy.
Yeah.
for sure.
But that doesn't always happen.
What did the mindset go to when you found out K was coming back?
KD?
Yeah,
I was like, shit, hell yeah! Like this is what we
this
want.
is what we
Yeah.
want because
This
you
is what
don't
we
want it to
want.
be like no
Nah,
excuses with it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
This is what we
Yeah.
want. Mind you, I'm not saying they played better without him.
Mhm.
I felt they played different, and it was harder to scout.
Free
It's just more
movement.
continuity.
Yeah, I like that.
Harder
I
to
like that
scout.
one. Yep.
Harder to scout with him.
Mhm.
It's like there's going to be some point in the time where the ball is going to stop
Gotta
moving. You know what I'm saying? Like you could focus on an area.
Yep.
It's not like, oh shit, I got to run around, chase
Right.
Steph, Clay,
Yep.
Draymond, Zaza setting the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, still hard to guard.
for
Yeah.
sure.
KD's
Yeah.
hard to guard, but it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, I'm not running around. I know where this is going. I
Yeah.
can predict where it's going. Maybe we can stop this. They're gonna give it to him in the mid post or something. He's
Mhm.
gonna make a one-on-one move. They're gonna do this some part of the game to where we can predict that and
Yeah.
throw something at them.
Yeah,
But we said all in all, as a competitor, it's like I want everybody to be healthy.
yeah.
So yeah, I was like, hell yeah, this is what we want. Shit.
Mhm. How was the I know the parade was crazy.
Yeah.
I know Canada was on.
It was
10.
supposed to be hour and a half, ended up being like 5-6 hours.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it was like like 6 million. I don't know, some crazy number.
Hong was there.
Yeah, down to it was. Yeah, it was wild, and a lot. It got out of hand because people got drunker than they were supposed to because it was on the bus longer than they were supposed to be on the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, you're in the sun all day drinking champagne for
Yeah.
5 hours.
You're gonna
By the
pass
time
out.
we get to the stage,
You're gonna pass out.
you know, Marcus Saul, I'm like, yo, we might not want to give him the mic. I don't know if he's gonna, you know what I'm saying?
That's a
But
fact.
he had a hell of a parade. He had 13 years at that point for him where he
Yeah, bro.
and he won his first chip. His brothers won 3 or 4. Like Powell's got a bunch of them.
Listen,
So-
Kyle deserved it.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, it was a big time. I was happy for all y'all. I mean, for sure.
appreciate it. Yeah,
And
no, a
then
lot
you-
of guys. I was happy for a lot of guys that
Yeah,
didn't get a
it
chance
was
to.
big time. I mean,
And that's how
y'all-
it was for my. I said I sound crazy. My third one in the bubble was like, I'm always happy and appreciative that I'm able to win one. But for the guys that didn't get a chance to, like Dwight, you know what I'm saying, getting
Yeah.
his first one.
Mhm.
Certain guys getting their first one or experiencing their first one.
That's big time.
You know, AD. You know that. Obviously, I'm excited for myself.
Yes.
But I'm happy. You know what I'm saying. We'll share that
For
moment
sure.
with those guys and share like their first experience and
Mhm.
see
Yeah.
those guys that have been waiting so long to be able to reach this stage to get it done.
That Laker team. When you went up going to Lakers then next year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right after
you get the Lakers
Toronto.
right after Toronto.
Bro, that team was crazy. It's
That
tough.
team was loaded.
Tough job for Frank Vogel, man, to manage,
all those-
micromanage the
yeah.
minute. Because we had
Y'all were loaded, bro.
Avery Bradley, KCP, Alex Caruso, Kuz.
Then y'all end up
Yeah.
getting Dion
Dwight.
and JR.
Yeah, Deion and JR in the bubble.
In the
we
bubble.
had Dwight,
I'm like-
JaVale at the big spot. We had a bunch of AD.
Yeah.
And then you got
Bron.
King.
You got, yeah,
you got
you
the
know,
king. What like
all-time leading scorer in the league.
And then you got Rondo, who's a coach himself.
Come on, man. We had a lot of guys on that team.
And
So
we're not
we were
even
stacked.
Caruso, who
That's the
just
thing, we had, and I think our defense is what won us
yeah.
all our games. So
yeah.
we had just talent-wise, we were just so much better than everybody. Offensively, we figured like we're gonna score.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the best continuity. It wasn't the most smoothest way.
Mm-hmm.
But we always knew we had a chance every night to win because defensively, I said we had AD
Yeah.
at the rim, Dwight, JaVale come up
Dwight,
at the
JaVale.
rim. Those guys blocking everything. They got me, KCP, Ace, Alex Caruso on the wings guarding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bron, Rondo. You know,
Yeah.
Y'all were
a lot of
having
guys,
fun,
all
bro.
defensive team type of guy. And we had
Y'all
we
was
had a great
having
time.
Blast.
Yeah, we
out
having a
there, bro.
blast, man.
And talk about the bubble. Talk about just the whole journey.
Every time we talk about it, man, people think that these guys are BS. Like talked about it on Gil's pod,
Mhm.
and it said it was very hard. It's just
Yeah.
it's stressful, and I said it was the hardest one I had to win.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh, you guys were living in these great resorts.
Yeah.
Like it's not third world country. I get it. It's not
Yeah.
a third world country.
Yeah.
We're not
you're-
saying that's third
Yes.
world country. I'm saying you put anybody in any environment for 100 days, it's going to be tough on them.
Yes.
Especially when you have to wake up, test every day, going in your damn nose.
Yes. Oh,
You're doing a physical activity every damn day
mm-hmm.
in your body, and you're away from your families for a couple months before they can come in. It's just a different type of atmosphere that you're not used to doing. I
Yeah.
don't care what job you do.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on you more so mentally and emotionally than it does
Than it
physically.
does
And that's
physically, yep.
why I said it was the hardest one for
Yeah.
me. And a lot of people are like, oh, these guys are giving these resorts, and people have a lot of things to say. I just
Mhm.
one day I'm gonna do an experiment, man.
Mhm.
If I become a billionaire, I'm just gonna make my own bubble.
Yeah.
For all the shit talkers out there that these shit talking hoopers are in the comments and they're like,
Yeah.
you guys are fucking hooping
Yeah.
for money. Stop complaining. All right, cool. We'll
Yeah.
put your ass in a bubble for 100 days.
And you let me know how
I
it
just
is.
want to see how you end up. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And see if you would do it again. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's if I become a billionaire. May
For
not
sure.
ever happen, but you know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. So you win a championship in the bubble with the Lakers. That's big time. Even just winning as a Laker. Like
Yeah.
we all
It's like
Yeah.
America's team, bro. You don't realize it till you become part of one of those teams.
Yeah.
How big those
So you believe that? Lakers are
100%.
America's
Because
team.
I wasn't even in LA when I signed, when I became, I was in Vancouver or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then I ended up in Orlando.
Yeah.
And every place that I was before I even got to LA, Lakers fans were going crazy. Like, Danny Green, you know what I'm saying? Like, congrats. Hell yeah, won us a chip this year. And then they
Mhm.
just cheering me on, happy I'm a part of the team.
Yeah.
Like, damn. I mean, I got love in San Antonio.
Oh yeah.
But once you're outside of San Antonio, there's not many Spurs fans. I
Feel
got
that.
hella love in Toronto and Canada. When you're all in Canada, but if you're outside of Canada, there's not a bunch of Toronto fans. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Philly is a little different fan base. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? You know, it's a love-hate situation.
Yeah.
Love and death. But
Yeah.
it's a very, you know what I'm saying,
Really,
different situation.
They'll boo your ass with the quickness.
But you know, Memphis had a great crowd too. But said when you're part of a big organization like that, or America's team, like a Boston, LA, you don't really understand till you feel it on the inside.
For sure.
And yeah, as soon as it became on the ticker, it was like instant love from all Lakers fans around the world.
Yeah, you was talking about people busting your ass up. Who busted your ass first in the league?
Man, there's a lot of people, man.
Let's
get into this, bro. I mean,
But you consider the
my
3 and D
first
guy.
year, it was more so in practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, Mo Williams, Delonte West, that type of situation, Anthony Parker. And you're like, all right, I see why these guys are pros.
Mhm.
You know, you see why KD's KD, James Harden, even the young, it's like, all right, I see why they draft him early. This guy's gonna be a young star.
Yeah.
I seen Kyrie grow to where he's at, even though he's younger than me. But my first couple of years of like just getting torched, it'd be different type of people.
Yeah.
Like a Jason Terry.
Yeah.
Like just chasing his ass around. He's fast as shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, people like to compare, you know, Ja and D Rose or like certain people to D Rose. But there's nobody like
D
that
Rose.
right there.
God.
When he was in his prime. You know what I'm saying? He had Booz setting screens, Joe Kim setting screens, these big guys, and he's like a running back, running around off these screens. And he's
Snaking.
little.
Yeah.
And the next you know, he's just jumping up with the trees. He's at the top of the square. And you're like, oh shit. Like he's up there with Timmy. Well, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
He was just fast, explosive. And it's guys like that. I'm just like, yeah, it's gonna be a long night. But even certain guys had to chase. When I had to chase JJ, like, you know, and when you're a player, people don't understand this. You're not only competing against the other team. You're competing against the guys that are trying to take your minutes. You're competing against not your coach. You're not competing against your coach, but you're trying to keep your coach happy. Like there's so many things that you're fighting. You're trying to keep your family happy by showing that you could do this, trying to keep yourself happy, trying to keep your coach happy by staying in this. You're saying you're competing against that guy. So it's like, shit, there's so many factors that are coming into play when you're playing a game. It's like, shit, I gotta make sure Pop is happy, but I also gotta kind of do my thing. But I also gotta compete against this guy. You don't have time to talk shit really when you're out there. You're thinking about, I gotta remember the plays. I gotta bust this guy's ass. I gotta make sure I do this for Tony. I gotta make sure Pop knows him. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to do so many things that it said that it's pulling you different ways when you're in the game. And it's just hard to focus. And you're just like, damn. And in certain nights, you're gonna get somebody where it's just like not as a mismatch, but it's a matchup that you're just not really ready for.
Yeah.
And you kind of sleep on them. You're like, damn, I didn't know this guy could do this.
Yeah. And
But when you first get out there, you're like, all right, no, this is why this guy's a pro.
Yep.
This is why he is, and why he's getting minutes, and why I'm not.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So, I mean, bro, 15 years.
Yeah, this would be year 15. God willing, that I get another team this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make a team. Then 14, this will be year 15 coming up. So I've been truly blessed, bro.
I gotta you done been through it all. You've won it. You haven't won it. Disappointment. But just talking about somebody who has done it at a level that nobody's really seen before in this league, Bron.
Yeah.
You seen him when you first got in the league and you were just with him.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, talk about how he is as a player, a person, and just how he operates and how he just dissects and how he gets his team to.
I was talking about this the other day with somebody. It was funny. It was like his day is so structured. I don't think he can take a shit in peace. I think it's time. It's like he's so used to everything being time. It's like, all right, I got 2 minutes to take a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like routine, game routine, this, that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he's just, it's not like I get on a toll, I might read a paper. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like the Terminator.
He's like, nah, I gotta be here, I gotta be there. He's got so much to do on his plate. Not even in season, out season, kids, commercial shoots, whatever it is, appearances,
movies.
That it's like, it's like, he has a time schedule and there's only but so much time for everything. I got time to massage. He doesn't have time to relax to take a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
literally.
But he's a big ass kid though. He has a lot of fun with it. You would never know that by seeing him operate.
Mm-hmm.
And you would never know it's year 20 by seeing how, because he's just a big dunking the ball, running around, jumping like he still has, 35 minutes in him each night to play every game.
It's crazy, bro.
Like he still has 40, like he can still I'm like, you're gonna run out of jumps at some point, bro. I'm like, you save your jumps. Like,
literally.
He's jumping like he's not gonna ever run out of them shits.
Yeah.
So that's just how he operates. But 1B, for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is 1A, 1B. He has the greatest career in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
And, people can arguably greatest of all time, but Mike is my GOAT, but he is my 1B for sure. And just seeing how he operated, seeing how he did it for 20, said I've done 14 years. Him to do it to 20, this is 21 for him coming up.
Yep.
At 10, I was like, man, what the you waking up? I gotta go to work. And ain't no like I'm going to practice. Like there's a certain year you're like, I'm going to work.
And
you're telling me if I'm going to work. It's a job. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get stretched for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I have fun with the time. You have your moments, you have fun. But just certain days you just don't have it. Your energy, just certain injuries, coming off certain injuries, you're like, shit. Is it really worth this? Like mentally, there's a lot on your body, mentally and emotionally. Carrying that, not just for yourself, but for your family. You're representing a lot of people when you get on that floor.
Mm-hmm.
And every night, his magnifying glass is the biggest one in the world. So for him to have that since 18 years old to now 38, it's
impressive.
Is the craziest thing. And I could try to give this guy as much flowers as I can, but there's not enough flowers in the world to give what he's accomplished.
For sure.
In this sport or in any profession, because I don't think anybody's done it in that fashion.
Mm-hmm. I mean, shit. There's so many people we could talk about. There's Hall of Famers that you didn't play with, but you just have a blessed career, bro. You've done an amazing job.
Thank you.
I mean, just 3 championships. You can't. That's one hell of a resume.
A lot of
people
don't do one.
I'm trying to get one more before I get out, man.
Hey,
I'm getting a little greedy, but you know what I'm saying? I'm
trying to do what you
try to get one more before I get out. There's one thing that I didn't accomplish. There's a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I can't go back and ever do is high school. I never won a state championship in high school.
I was going to ask you that.
But there's another thing that I can do, which probably won't ever happen, as a possibility, is win a gold medal. That is one other thing on my list.
Really?
Is to play for a USA team and win a gold medal. I'm older now. They got a lot of younger guys. I know next year, in 2024 summer, if any of the coaches out there watching,
listen,
saying, give me a shot. If I have a great year this year, you know what I'm saying? I'm still young enough to get, 10 to 15 minutes on a USA team.
That's a fact.
But to win a gold medal would definitely be it for me, man. That's the only thing that I really want to accomplish if I could.
That's dope, bro. We got a couple questions for you. You already answered one of them. Biggest fan base. You said the Lakers. Second question: Shai or Luka? Deeper bag.
This is a trending thing.
Yeah, deeper bag.
I will say this though. Before you went to the Lakers thing, Toronto's up there with Lakers in terms of fan base. They have how many in Canada? 36 million or something like that.
Jeez.
So there's only one team for the whole country.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Up there.
So that's a big, and even in the States, there's a lot. Every time I go somewhere, anywhere, there's a lot of Canadians. So Canada has a big fan base.
I don't even know if you remember this. You remember you gave me a ticket to the game in Toronto, playoff game.
I don't remember.
You don't even remember.
I don't remember.
I hit him up. I was like, we had lost to some shit. Yo, Danny, I can get it. I was in Toronto for some reason. I don't even know. And I was like, I can get a ticket to the game. He's like, yeah, pulled up. Went to a game. It was nuts.
Oh, wow.
No, they don't play around.
Oh, my gosh. It was crazy. It was a playoff game, too. Y'all were playing Philly. You beat them.
So you were at that series. So that's dope.
Yeah, it was crazy, though. But
back to
back to Shai Luka.
The bag.
Shai Luka, deeper bag.
Listen, man.
What's the count, Hong?
Both of these guys are MVP caliber players.
100%.
And I think Luka for sure will get one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shai has a really strong case of getting one at some point in his career.
Mm-hmm.
I think Luka right now is the better, I wouldn't say all-around player, but probably makes the team better.
Mm-hmm.
He is more closer to Bron than anybody in that fashion.
Mm-hmm.
More of a triple-double guy.
Yeah.
I think Shai has the deeper bag.
Okay.
Shai is just that dude, bro. just offensively, just skilled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Luka's skilled too, very skilled.
Yeah.
It's not far off. I'm not saying like
it's not.
I'm just saying Shai has a deeper bag. He's very skilled, and he's so hard to guard because they both know how to use their bodies well.
Mm-hmm.
Shai makes it look a little smoother a little bit sometimes.
Gotcha.
I think he has a little more mid-range, a little bit more, in between.
A little
a little more, a little more Kai in his game. With the finishes and with, the handle.
Mm-hmm.
I think Luka uses his body more when he's in the paint and in the post.
Gotcha.
Shai uses his shoulders unbelievably well
all
on
the
every
time.
dribble.
Oh my God!
You see guys flying, and it's so
big
smooth.
shoulders
It don't
everywhere.
look like much.
Yeah,
but guys are flying into the paint,
flying,
and by the time you try to recover, he's probably pump faking you, getting your foul, or he's making another move where you just can't recover.
It's nuts. He big shoulders everywhere.
And because it's hard to guard because if you put a guy big enough on him to hold the strength, he's faster than him.
Yeah.
So he's fast enough to get by those guys, be strong enough for the little guards that they can't contest his shot. And they can't take the big shoulder the way he's handling it.
Yeah.
Or the way he's giving it out. So and that's Luka's same. Luka's just, I think, a little bit slower. So that's why Shai maybe a little bit tough. They both said very hard to guard.
I feel that.
But I got Shai, man. And it said I had a rude awakening with Shai one time too.
So he got
everybody. He was young. He was with the Clippers at this point. He was young.
Got you.
And I was younger, but not young at this point. I think I was with Toronto.
Yeah.
And actually, I thought I could have been all defensive team this year. I had a lot of votes. I should have made the team.
Yeah.
This is one of my defensive years. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show that I picked Shai up full court. It was a bad idea. It was moving fast. And I was still young enough to keep up. I was fast enough, but I didn't know he had the shoulder like that.
Yeah.
And he'd get big shoulder, stop on a dime, behind the back, pause. And his shot is funky, so you don't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cash. You're gonna hit threes, mid-range, everything.
It's cash.
And he had scored a couple baskets. I'm like, all right, let me pick this motherfucker up full court one time.
Mm-hmm.
Picked him up full court. I'm like, let me see what he really about. He showed me really about. He sprinted, same thing. Boom, big shoulder. I took the big shoulder, came back, hit the mid range. I contested it as best I could test it. Shit was cash, and all I heard was bust his ass, Shai. And I think it was, and I'm like, who the f is talking to this? And I think it was Avery Bradley. I think he was in the game too. And they was like, and I'm like, oh, he does. So it wasn't like a shock to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They knew.
Yeah.
I'm like, he does this. I'm like, all right, let me respect this young guy a little bit more. Let me not pick him up full court next time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I was like, all right, he's for real.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. It's a great debate now.
That is funny.
It's a great Hey, listen, I went back home and watched some clips. I said, all right, let me go ahead.
Bro, I'm watching the field clips too. I'm like, why is it so hard? I'm like, it's the shoulder.
It's the shoulder. He big shoulders everyone.
But it's not like he's doing a lot of it. It's
speed.
It's the speed. Because he's going at such a speed and he's stopping so quick, but he's also giving you a shoulder to where it's like, it's taking you back. And it's like, for you to recover, and he's a big enough guard, you're not blocking his shot.
Yeah. It's unanimous, everyone said. Everyone's
It's Shai.
Everyone's saying no. Luka's winning.
Okay.
Yes, 8-7 now. Luka's winning, but everyone's competing for second though. Kai has the deepest bag in the league.
Oh yeah.
No arguments there.
Yeah.
There's not been
no arguments there
because he has a counter to the counter to the counter
no
to that counter.
Yeah. No, he does. No, he's a magician with the basketball, man. He does some shit that
he's different.
And I know you've caught that matchup a lot.
He does. The crazy thing is that I've seen Kai grow.
Yeah.
So I caught Kai when he was young, and I was able to like guard him well when he was younger.
Yeah.
And having that confidence early, like, kind of, I wouldn't say threw me off, but it put me in a bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It put me in a bad way.
Like,
the times that I came back to guard him when he was Kai.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I guard this motherfucker. Like, I've guarded him before. Like, and he'll just throw some shit at you just don't expect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think he expects it. His body's, and he's just naturally reacting off move. And what makes Kai so hard, he is shockingly very athletic.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying people don't understand that about. Like, he may not be dunking the ball, but he's finished. He's hang time.
Hanging in the air.
His speed, his stop on a dime. Obviously, he's on a string, but the way he's able to use his body, his strength, the way he's able to jump and like He's shorter than me, but he still is going to rise high enough to where I can't get to. He's going to finish or hang long enough to where I'm going to get this shot off.
That's a fact.
And so he's a special
kid,
man, special player. I don't think he gets as much as he deserves.
Definitely don't.
Because obviously a lot of things of people get into off the court, whatever. But he's a smart person, smart player. I think he's just misunderstood.
For sure.
But
for sure.
I love Kyle. I love his game. Big fan of his game, man. And honestly, he should get a lot more recognition than he does today, than what he does from the elders or whoever else does the media.
Yeah, exactly. Last thing before we get out of here, we got to ask about our most recent MVP, Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Talk about Joel and far as his development, where he is now, and when you were there.
I mean, if you've seen him at 15, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Coming before Kansas, he's a little awkward kid. He's big. You didn't expect him to become a 7-foot Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
A 7-foot Kobe Shaq.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what he is.
So nice, bro.
His footwork at that size, to be that nimble. He's done a lot in the lab with Drew Hanlon. And his IQ, understanding of the game. But there is still a level I think he can get to, and he knows it too.
Yeah.
But
That's scary.
It is scary.
That is
and
scary.
He could be the most dominant player to come into our league.
Mm-hmm.
Because ultimately he is Shaq. Imagine if Shaq could shoot free throws. Or shoot threes.
I was about to say
or
stretch
shoot
the floor.
mid-range.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously there's different philosophies thrown at him where guys may take charges, double teams.
Mm-hmm.
Once he figures it out, I think he has figured out for the most part, but once he takes it to that another, if he ever is capable of, the biggest thing for him is like, fatigue, injuries. He always has injuries, fatigue of being in shape, able to play the whole time at a high,
at a high level.
Just your mind being locked in that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just him watching, I think Jokic win this year, extra motivation, but also a learning tool of playing a certain way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Joe, his always, and he's been so good to be able to do it, is his always response or answer is, well, shit, we don't need so-and-so, I'll figure. Like, I was there when Ben's situation sat out.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I'll play point. Like, his mind, I know how his mind works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, I'll just be good enough to, you know what? Well, I'll make sure we'll win games. I mean, I'll play point guard if I have to.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to trust somebody else to, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Trust you. And he does trust his teammates more now. I've seen him passing more this past year. But he's just, his mindset was I'm always good enough to make up for what we lack.
Yeah.
And but seeing Joker do it is like, you still need that help. You know what I'm saying? He knows he needs the help. You got to trust it. You got to, play into it.
Yeah.
So
I feel that. But Danny, man, that was one unbelievable podcast, bro. It was learned a lot. I just can't thank you enough for coming on with us.
Of course, brother.
A whole bunch of stuff going on.
Family, bro. Carolina is Carolina way. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Couldn't be no other way.
For sure. And y'all already know what to do. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And once again, shout out to Prize Picks.
Yeah, shout out the new sponsor. You know what I'm saying?
Been our new partner.
Yeah.
Appreciate the love.
New partner.
We're going to make this thing a whole lot bigger and better. So y'all already know what it is. We out. Peace. Danny.
Yo.
Man, appreciate that, bro.
Of course, bro.